Maradona with Argentina were the best team. He was by far the greatest player in the tournament. He was the world's best player, and he knocked us out. He was a rascal in one situation with a handball. He said it was the hand of God. I said it was the hand of a rascal. And I'm right.
Good morning everyone, how you doing? It's Paul here from Unusual Things. Now we have come to Langley Park Cemetery in Langley, which is in the northeast of course, in Durham. And we have come to find the final resting place of Bobby Robson. I think it's in Durham or in Newcastle, one of the two. We're in the northeast somewhere anyway, Langley Park Cemetery. Now of course Bobby Robson was that amazing football manager. I remember him from 1990 with the World Cup. Of course he managed Newcastle as well and seemed to be highly respected amongst the footballing community. Everyone loved him. I'll tell you a little bit more about him in a minute. If you remember any stories or if you ever met Bobby at all, please leave it in the comments down below. If you like the video today, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Look at this beautiful place, look. It's gorgeous here. Now it says keep clear all around here and the gates aren't open, so I've had to park on the main road there. However, I hope this gate is open so that we can get through. We're going to have a look. I'll tell you about Bobby and Sir Bobby, and we're going to find his final resting place. So Robert William Robson, 18th of February 1933 to the 31st of July 2009, was an English football player and coach. His career included periods playing for and later managing the England national team and being a UEFA Cup-winning manager at Ipswich Town. Bobby Robson was born on the 18th of February 1933 in Sacriston, County Durham, the fourth of 5 sons of Philip and Lillian Robson. When he was a few months old, Robson's family moved to the nearby village of Langley Park, where his father was a coal miner. Their 2-bedroom house had no bath and an outside toilet. As a boy, he was often taken by his father to watch Newcastle United play at St James's Park on Saturday afternoons, requiring a 34-mile round trip. Robson described Jackie Milburn and Len Shackleton as his childhood heroes. Both played for Newcastle in the inside forward position, the position Robson would later assume during his playing career. Although he had signed professionally, his father insisted that he continue to work as an electrician. He spent the day working at the Festival Britain site and trained 3 nights a week at Fulham. Eventually this took its toll on Robson and he gave up his trade full-time for professional football. In 1950, Robson made his first team debut for Fulham, recently promoted to the First Division, in a match against Sheffield Wednesday. He came to regard Fulham as a nice club, a social club, but never a serious championship challenging club. Indeed, he and Fulham were relegated from the top flight in the 1951-1952 season, but he made his return to the First Division 4 years later, when he signed for Vic Buckingham's West Bromwich Albion in March 1956. The transfer fee of £25,000 was a club record for West Brom at the time. He made his West Brom debut in a 4-0 home defeat to Manchester City on the 10th of March 1956. In 1957-58, he was the club's top league goal scorer. His tally of 24 goals included 4 in a 5-1 win against Burnley. Often playing as a midfielder, he went on to play 257 matches and score 61 goals for West Brom, and he captained the team for the 1960-1961 and 1961-62 seasons. However, in August 1962, he returned to Fulham after a disagreement with West Brom vice-chairman Jim Gaunt over his salary. The ongoing dispute over both minimum and maximum wages in the game, instigated by Robson's teammate Jimmy Hill and the Professional Footballers Association, combined with the birth of Robson's second son, prompted Robson to demand a higher salary. Gaunt refused to negotiate Robson's contract, so Robson placed a transfer request and was sold to Fulham for £20,000 in a deal which doubled his salary. Soon after Robson joined Fulham, the club sold Alan Mullery and Rodney Marsh, meaning Robson's chances of securing any significant honour there were substantially reduced. Robson himself stated, "In all my time as a footballer, I didn't win a thing." Despite press reports of interest from Arsenal and the offer of a player-manager role by Southend United, Robson left Fulham in 1967 and accepted a 3-year deal with Canada's Vancouver Royals. He went on to make 20 appearances for the England national team, making his debut in November 1957 victory against France, scoring twice in a 4-0 victory. Although he made a successful debut, he was dropped for England's next match against Scotland in favour of Bobby Charlton. However, Robson was selected for the 1958 FIFA World Cup squad ahead of Nat Lofthouse and Stanley Matthews, but returned from host nation Sweden disappointed after England were defeated by the Soviet Union in a group playoff match. His achievements with Ipswich earned him a job offer from the Football Association for the position of national coach in July 1982, and he declined an offer of a 10-year contract extension and increased salary from the Ipswich director Patrick Cobbold. On the 7th of July 1982, 2 days after England were knocked out of the 1982 World Cup, he succeeded Ron Greenwood as England national team, selecting former West Bromwich Albion teammate Don Howe as his chief coach. Robson's first match in charge saw immediate controversy as he dropped Kevin Keegan for the match against Denmark. On the 21st of September 1983, Robson suffered his only loss in the 28 qualifying matches he was to undertake as England manager, offering to resign in favour of Brian Clough. The resignation was rejected by FA chairman Bert Millichip, primarily down to his and the FA's disdain for the controversial and outspoken Clough. And Robson went on to lead the England team to qualify for the 1986 World Cup in Mexico. England made a slow start at the World Cup and captain Brian Robson was injured with a reoccurrence of a dislocated shoulder. Bobby Robson changed the team's tactics for the final match of the first round, selecting Peter Beardsley ahead of Mark Hateley as a strike partner for Gary Lineker. The team won its next 2 matches against Poland and Paraguay 3-0 and qualified for the quarter-finals. England were defeated in the last 8 by Argentina with a brace of goals from Diego Maradona. The infamous Hand of God goal and the goal of the century he scored 5 minutes later. Robson was unimpressed by Maradona's claim of divine intervention. It wasn't the hand of God, it was the hand of a rascal. God had nothing to do with it. That day, Maradona was diminished in my eyes forever. Robson met Alcy Gray on a trip back to his parents' home in Langley Park. Gray was a student nurse and later a teacher. They were married on the 25th of June 1955 with Fulham teammate Tom Wilson as Robson's best man. After 1991, Robson was repeatedly diagnosed with cancer. He had several operations and in 2006 was operated on for a brain tumour. On the 17th of May 2008, Robson was the guest of honour at the 2008 FA Cup final at Wembley Stadium when Portsmouth defeated Cardiff City 1-0. He presented the trophy to the victorious captain, Sol Campbell. On the 31st of July 2009, Robson died of lung cancer at his home in Beamish, County Durham, aged 76.
He and friends left the service safe in the knowledge that the world of football would never forget one of the game's true gentlemen.
He was everything that was good about the game. He loved the game and the game loved him. He was a lion of a man. No, make that 3 lions. Sir Bobby Robson, we will miss you, but we will never ever forget you.
Okay, so there's all the information there on Sir Bobby Robson and what a true legend he was. Now, I've been having a good look around and you know what? I think I found it. What a beautiful location this is as well, especially with the hills in the background. It's so open. And it's a beautiful day here today, so let's go and find Sir Bobby Robson's final resting place. Here it is, in loving memory of Sir Bobby Robson, 1933. To 2009. Rest in peace. So here we have the final resting place of Sir Bobby Robson. And what can I say? Bless him, what a man, what a character. Thank you, Sir Bobby. Thank you for, especially me personally, 1990, that World Cup. It was an amazing time. I was 18 years old. My friends and I were going down the pub, watching all the England games. And it was just a great time in my life, great time in probably many of your lives out there as viewers. and he always come across as a perfect gentleman, didn't he? And he obviously took Gazza under his wing, really looked after Gazza, and I think was a big influence on so many players' lives as well. So thank you, Sir Bobby. Bless you. Sir Bobby Robson there, absolute legend. What a man. I don't know, he just always seemed and came across as a real nice, friendly guy. But he was a great manager as well. And like I said earlier, he took players under his wing, really looked after them, especially Gazza. He was, well, Gazza was something special, wasn't he, as a footballer? And you know, players like that you have to protect and look after from themselves more than anything else. And Sir Bobby did that, and he seemed to have the respect of so many players and managers and pundits within the game as well. Anyway, that was a real pleasure for me. That was a real happy time in my life, 1990. Me and my two best mates, we used to just watch the England games. One of them was in the Navy, one of them was in the Army, and I was in the Air Force, and it was just great times. It was happy days. Anyway, thank you as always for watching. Don't forget, leave your comments down below. Let me know your memories of Sir Bobby Robson there. A true character and a really nice guy. Give it a thumbs up if you haven't done so already. And I will see you all from this beautiful place in the northeast on the next one. Take it easy.